Hey guys!
Welcome back to another episode of Pew Time with Tony.
And Jackie.
Sorry for the lateness. We had scheduling issues because, well, someone's still carless.
I have no car.
Soon.
I'm dependent.
You are dependent.
I hate it.
Very
I hate
dependent.
it so much I can't wait to get my wheels back. Soon enough, right?
Yes.
So, first up.
Well, before we start,
Oh.
before we get into gun news, later on in the episode, I have a little segment that I did a little interview with a guest. And you'll see that soon. Well, hear that soon. You won't see it. You can pretend. You've heard him before. You know what he looks like.
You can imagine.
You can imagine. Use your imagination. All right. Gun news. I'm not talking about that thing.
Oh. SIG 365.
Yeah.
They have another version of their 365, and that is on their fuse line. This is the DH3 AXG. So,
the Daniel Horner.
Yes, their AXG Legion module, and it does have the porting on it.
The what?
Like the SIG expanded.
Oh.
Man, I screwed that up.
Setting a stroke.
I have to make a stroke. The SIG's integrated expansion chamber.
Is it SIG integrated or slide integrated?
It's always been SIG integrated, and this is the only gun on their entire line that they don't say SIG integrated expansion chamber. They call it a slide integrated expansion chamber, which I think is bullshit. So I'm still calling it the SIG integrated expansion chamber.
Okay.
3.7-inch barrel with the custom DH3 serrations and the lightning cuts. I do believe there's 2 or 3 at the top, just in front of the front sight, which looks gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of the lightning cuts they put on the top of the Legion, like the 320 Legion. It's optic ready with SIG lock compact footprint, a 1913 pick rail, removable magwell, X-ray 3 day/night sights, which I believe is just the same thing as their SIG X-ray sights. They don't look any different. They're calling them something different, but I don't believe they are actually different. And a 17 and 2 21 round magazines, or 3 10-round magazines.
Okay, so it's just the fancy fuse.
It's a fancy fuse.
All right.
It doesn't have as long of a barrel as the fuse. The fuse is like a 4.6.
Well, that's because that goes to the end of the slide.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't.
Correct.
All right. On to less exciting gun news, and that would be Ruger.
So, unlike the last 3 or so weeks where we've told you they've re-expanded their 1022 line again, well, the same as the last 3 weeks, I have news for you. They've expanded it again.
Is this really expand? Oh, well, I guess, right?
So,
it's not really expand.
They're slowly covering all of the old 1022 models to redo them to have the new BX22 triggers and
Who would just not do
the
this
stuff. I know, it's ridiculous because they keep getting like product announcement. Ooh, new product. Ooh, new product. It's the same product. Just say we have expanded and dropped the entire line at once, boom, and get it done and over with. Either way,
like you would expect Smith to do releases like that, and Ruger's like, hold my beer.
So there are 3 new X22 backpacker takedown models. That is it.
And on top of that, instead of releasing new models, much like they did Ruger's, I believe it was
75th.
Yeah, 75th
anniversary,
where they laser engraved that on all the models. Maybe not all the models, but 3 versions of the 1022, the LCP Max, the American, the 2245, and the Super Wrangler.
And that would be the American rifle, not their pistol.
They still make that?
Huh. That's a good question. I don't think so. I think
I'm not sure they know they make it anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't believe they make the Ruger American pistols anymore.
Anyway, each limited production model of this new series is going to be distinctly marked as the, quote, made in the 250th year of American liberty.
These are for the 250th anniversary of the US of A.
So, yeah. Exciting. Next gun news.
Even less exciting. I swear, we bring you guys the new stuff, even if the new stuff sucks. So, I guess good on us for paying attention to things that don't matter. Springfield has dropped their XD Mod 4. Now, for anyone following the bouncing ball,
Okay, no one follows the XD that closely.
they dropped the Mod 3 after a 5-year hiatus of not doing anything after the Mod 2 was pulled, which was arguably a far more popular gun than their XD or their XDM. As far as sales go, the Mod 2 was more popular.
Because it was cheap.
They dropped the Mod 2 from their line in 2019, 2020. And it was not until October of 24 that they dropped the Mod 3. So 4 or 5 years out of production, dropped the Mod 3. Super low price point, like 339, 329 MSRP, something like that. We talked about it about a year and a half ago. And now they have dropped the Mod 4. If you take a picture of the Mod 3, the Mod 4, and you put your finger to cover the slide, they're the same gun. When you remove your finger, you'll see one has smaller, more aggressive front and rear serrations, and the other one looks like XDM serrations. They've already pulled the Mod 3s from their website and archived them as a previous model, not a current active model. And these new M4s, or Mod 4s, are running an MSRP of $399. Every single feature is exactly the same except the slide cuts.
So I just went on Springfield's website. The XD tab is laughable. So you have the Mod 4, MSRP $399. Yeah, I see it. The improved serrations.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
No. The XD Mod 4, $399. The XDM Elite, $674 to $718. The XDS Mod 2, $482. And they still have the regular XD in 940 or 45 for $540 to $623.
Asinine.
How long do those guns have to sit in the warehouse before they're sold?
Decades. I'm sure they sold a bunch of them during the 5-year hiatus when they didn't have one of the mods out, the 2 or the 3. I'm sure they sold a bunch of them, but not enough to clear them out. And they're like, wow, now nothing's selling since we don't have a mod 2. Let's make a mod 3.
I just don't understand. Like, if you're going to make it cheap like this, I understand it. One, get rid of the regular XD
Mm-hmm.
or completely blow them out of the water and be like, you want to really throw your sales numbers up? Like, buy a Mod 4, get an XD free.
Oh, yeah.
But why are we pushing the XD platform? You have the Echelon or the Echelon.
The
Like,
Echelon
it's
is
a
a
good gun.
fantastic gun.
And you still want to mess with this?
Yeah.
Oh, please stop. All right, so I have found the most exciting gun news this week, bar none.
It is the most exciting.
Bar none. I don't remember, somewhere on the Faceballs, I found it. And
Is that Faceballs,
yes.
not Facebook?
Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
That someone leaked an image of a Glock 43X with a metal mag, but that metal mag was stamped Glock,
Not Shield Arms.
not Shield Arms. And then you slide on over and do a little sleuthing. Glock Store has put out a pre-order for the factory 15-round slimline mags that are indeed metal.
Fantastic. And it's about time.
And I think this is the shocking part. Shield Arms is going to have to seriously consider repricing, restructuring, whatever they have to do. Glock Store is showing the price for these mags at $29.99.
That's insane for metal mags.
Supposed to be somewhere around May is going to be the availability. And I'm assuming from whatever I saw, I don't remember if it was Glock Store that said it, but I do believe all the new 43Xs and 48s will come with 15-round mags.
Not just the one that was in the image. The one that was in the image is the newest version of the 43X in Coyote that has the new RMSC cut on the top.
Yeah. Glock listened and announced that the 43X and 48 will now come standard with 15-round magazines.
Fantastic.
That's off Glock Store's website, not Glock, so it could kind of be wrong. Maybe not, maybe. But that is exciting.
It is very exciting. And absolutely nothing we've talked about in the last several minutes about anything else really matters.
So maybe we should have put that first. Make like a shit sandwich, like good, sheet, good.
Yeah.
Instead, we gave you the vegetables first. Sorry. That's my bad.
Here's your steak.
Right. So that's the gun news. We actually have shooting sports to talk about because it is indeed match season around the country.
And very soon for Illinois.
And
We're another month out.
we've had some locals. It's funny. I think we've had 2 locals and, 3. One this weekend. We had 2 locals and 1 canceled. So, yeah, we're off to about the Chicago weather start.
Yeah.
All right, this is the South Carolina section. This had 376 shooters. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let's start off with limited. 3rd place, Rob Ravinia. 2nd, Mike Anderson. 1st place, Gilbert Perez.
In PCC, 3rd place, Ryan Flowers. 2nd, Corey Scheel. And 1st place, PCC, Max Leograndis.
Lady PCC. You messed up here. Aren't you supposed to do the ladies?
Huh. Aren't you supposed to do the ladies?
3rd place, Paula Sabalos. 2nd place, Roxana Varterlatza Essens.
You're Teresian?
Yeah, sure. 1st place, Sophie Biram.
That clearly says Sophia.
Oh,
You just gave her a nickname for no reason.
oh, it does.
Limited Optics, 3rd place, Tanner.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. 3rd place, Tanner. I should have let you say this one. Doings? Doings?
Yeah, go
Doings?
on. Go ahead. You're doing such a great job.
2nd place, Alistar Stewart. 1st place, Ashton Hammond.
Ladies,
Oh.
Limited Optics, 3rd place, Mackenzie Christopher. 2nd place, Brenna Gaston. And 1st place, Marcy Finn.
Production. 3rd place, Chris Farnan. 2nd, Bobby McGee. 1st place, Calvin Brandt. Open Division. 3rd place, Maxwell McNutt. Awesome. 2nd place, Chris Tilley. 1st place, Dylan Walker.
You are like a 4-year-old.
I'm a fucking child. But, yeah. Carry Optics. 3rd place, Tanner Wright. 2nd place, Tyler Meisenheimer. 1st place, John Vlieger.
And ladies carry optics, 3rd place, Tazia Banks. 2nd place, Janelle Schroeder. And 1st place, Morgan Leinhart.
Who can't read now? Who can't read now?
I can read just fine.
All
I
right.
can't speak.
This next one is not going to necessarily be standings because I didn't want to do the standings for a local, but I did want to congratulate the entire Northern Illinois Shooting Association, along with President Eric Camps. They did their kickoff match. They had 69 shooters. And this one was presented by Black Mammoth Holsters.
A local, huh?
A local. Eric and the entire NISA crew is trying to have a sponsored. Well, I did the podcast with Eric, so for those of you following along, he's following through. It was some crazy gift certificate or something that Alex from Black Mammoth gave away for this match. And not only was there a prize, there was a full match book. There was 8 stages. Like, I did not talk to someone that did not think that this match was not fantastic.
I mean, it has like level 2 vibes.
It does. And
like small mini section.
Yeah. Well, each match, like Eric said before, this was the kickoff match per Eric. Every kickoff match for NISA every year, the classifier is El Presidente. It's tradition. And if you go on practice score, all the matches are kind of laid out, and you'll see next to them what the theme is. So I believe May is going to be IPSC themed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like cowboys or...
No. No,
Like
like
not that kind of
the
theme.
monster match, the IPSC theme. Yeah,
Not the same type of themes
not the same type.
to go play dress up.
No.
Okay.
Although I'm sure you could go play dress up. That'd be fun.
Okay.
I just wanted to congratulate Eric and the entire NISA crew. You guys have laid down the plan, executed the plan, and you are making shooting in the Chicagoland even better to have a local that stands out and produces a great match every month. So, congratulations, and I cannot wait to get up there to shoot one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's time for that interview from the special guest. We're going to enter that now. Oh, there's a knock at the door.
Who is it?
Manny! Tony! It's a small segment of Bro Time. I'm so happy to have you back on, dude.
Dude, I love bro times. Bro times are fun.
So, we've both been busy as shit, so this can't be a full Bro Time episode, but I wanted to bring you on to first congratulate you on being, I shouldn't say just man anymore. I'm sorry, Mr. Michigan Section Coordinator.
Yeah, I have add it to the list of titles and job descriptions I have, I guess.
Yes. So I'm going to need I have a picture of you smiling. So, Mr. Michigan Section Coordinator, I'm probably going to have to Photoshop your smiling face on like some like Miss America body pageant and then like the sash say Mr. Section Coordinator. Yeah.
There
That's
you go.
gonna-
That'd be pretty hilarious.
What's up, man? Congrats on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's what we're going to talk about. I want to know your plans, sir.
Well, I've got lots of plans, and hopefully my my dreams and my plans are as big as my brain that I can accomplish. So I took over. I've been doing this for about 6 weeks, but I had to wait for USPSA to update the website kind of before I made my official announcement. So I've hosted it.
Official.
Yeah, yeah. Just so I didn't want to give people the wrong, like, I didn't want to tell people, yeah, I'm the section coordinator, and then be like, well, why isn't your information not on here? So it's like, fair point. So,
Priorities.
well, but it also makes a difference when you've got new clubs joining and you need to approve them coming in. So instead of getting it sent to the old guy who's then got to send it to you, it's a nightmare. But anywho, plans, lots of plans. Being super active within our section. We have 11 clubs in our section, hopefully growing to 13 this year,
Cool.
if not 14. So I'm trying to do some work. We've got some independent clubs in the section, in the state, that I'm hoping to bring them into the section.
Okay.
And the only reason they're independent clubs is at the time when they were joined or were asked to join, there was a fee. Some bylaws still have, like section bylaws have like a fee system where you bring in money and then money goes to help like the section match or vice versa. But we don't have any bills as a Michigan section anymore. So there's no need to collect money. So really it's just getting these people into the fold and being part of our conversations. But plans, loads of them. So nothing against the last Michigan section coordinator. He was a great guy and a good friend of mine, but I'm going to amp up on the communication to our clubs, right? So our bylaws state we only have to meet twice a year, once in the first quarter and once in the after like the section match, so things can get done. My plan and my goals are to send monthly emails to our clubs and see how they're doing, right? So they feel like if I'm not there at their match, I still feel like I'm there and involved in what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
The job like in my mind, and I think most section coordinators' job is that the job's not supposed to be make me so special. It's just make sure that I'm able to assist where I have to and can.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing from the clubs and their feedback and some concerns they may have, and addressing those and bringing those to the area director as like one voice and be like, that's kind of my goal, my job, my plan. Be able to hear what our clubs are saying, what our shooters are saying, and then take that upwards to middle management, as I call it.
Sure. I think it's a nice change of pace. And it's nothing against any of the older coordinators. A lot of them have been around since we had to mail in those checks for like the fees. You had to mail it in. You had to do like mailed out newsletters and stuff like that. So the communication is, I don't know, it never seemed to evolve because it was always the way that it was done, and then people just stopped doing it. No one wanted to make that transition to like modern stuff, like
Right.
email, like what you're doing,
Yeah.
which I think is good. Being younger and in the sport, it's kind of, this is how we've always done things.
Right.
Right?
Oh yeah.
This
So,
is-
yeah, being like on social media, like having a social media presence, I'm still debating if I make a Michigan section Instagram, because I think mine will have better reach if I just use mine. But I'm still debating on that.
I don't personally, I don't think you would need to. I mean, if the section match had like a joint Instagram, kind of like what we're doing with like Northern Illinois, that's one thing.
Mhm.
But I think if people know, especially you being out there more than most, they know how to go to hold of you. Like,
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's not hard to get a hold of me. Dude, like I had the other day, I had a brand new shooter. He's been shooting kind of more tactical stuff. And he's like, "How do I get in this USPSA?" I'm like, "Slow roll, I'll help you out." So luckily enough, he's actually pretty local to my home club, the one we've actually shot at together.
yeah,
So I was like, "Dude, come out to the match. We'll get you set up. We'll set you up with a good squad. It'll be fine." So yeah. So yeah, bringing us into the normal times and modern era of getting out information, talking to our clubs and getting feedback, and make them feel that they can actually talk to me, and like if they've got a concern, they don't have to hold it in or and whatnot. My Another big plan of mine is maybe bi-monthly meetings with the section coordinator, and the club presidents.
Mhm.
Just to get more in front of each other to have a quorum. Um, I mean, our bylaws are pretty solid. Already had to get those changed. Well, I wouldn't say tweaked. I had a bunch of grammatical things I wanted corrected or make it sound better, and or uh, change the meaning of it. I guess nothing nefarious or anything, but there was just some old, out of date stuff in them.
clarification maybe.
Yeah, some clarification, more examples, and,
Yeah.
and I still need to send these out to. I feel bad. I still need to send it out to the clubs because I still have to reformat the document because whoever did it like instead of using like numbering system like on like Word or Google Drive, they manually did it, and it's driving me insane. So I'm like, no, this needs to be reformatted. But no, we're just bringing us into the modern time, and I know one thing for me. I'm going to actually do a monthly podcast. One of my podcast uploads will be like a Michigan section update or what's going on. I started tracking some more analytics of the section. So I've been now tabulating since the beginning of the year. I've tabulated how many shooters at each club for each match and what division they're in, just to kind of see. Obviously we know LO and CO are the biggest divisions, but where is the other participation at too? Just to see like, okay, they had a whole total of, because you don't go to, even if you go to a match, you don't know everybody who's there, right? Or how many sure people are there until you look on practice score. So it's just one of those things. If I can't go to the match, at least I feel like I've got some data to look at, be like, wow, you guys are doing better than last year, or you've improved over last month. Or did people start shooting a different division after factory gun nationals is over?
Mhm.
And so I'm just doing some data, doing some digging. I feel like my term has started off with some rocky things, dealing with everyone talking about section bylaw, not section, but the section slots that go out for nationals.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, luckily enough, the race gun ones were already distributed before I took over, so I didn't have really much to wash my hands with that. I'm like, other than they're already out, but I've kind of squashed some of not squashed, I would say, but explained why we do things and how things work in our section. If anyone curious, like in the Michigan section, slots come to the section coordinator. The section coordinator does get first right of refusal on one slot for the nationals, which I refused the factory gun because I didn't wasn't in power at the time of the race gun one, but I'm working that match anyway. And then I distribute it to the clubs via participation, and then they get to decide how they spend their slot. If they send the best shooter, they send the match director or somebody who deserves to go. So really,
that's got to be the most fair, right? I'm pretty sure that's how we handle it in Northern Illinois. It's based off club participation.
right? Yeah. I mean, especially depends on, in my opinion, it depends on how many section slots you get in your section.
Yeah.
Michigan for race gun got 4, and for factory gun we got 6. Some years it's 2 and 1, right? Like carry optics, whatever carry optics is in, you might have gotten 2, and then you got 1 for the other nationals, or vice versa. It's like, so completely saying we're just going to follow the best shooter, right? The best competition. You limit yourself. Now, if we had a section of 12 slots to 15 slots in the whole section, like the Delmarva section, or some of those East Coast clubs that are super populated, I'd feel completely different about the situation. And then you can say, okay, we'll set aside these many for the person who won the section match in that division or something. But I mean, that comes to a vote too in our section too. So really, the best part is I don't have all the power in the section, which is all being the section coordinator. I have no real vote unless it comes to a tie. So
be interested to see if you have any now that you're opening up the chain of command, or not the chain of command, the chains of communication. Be interesting to see where the snags are. You know, because I don't think it'll be through you. I'd be interested to see, trying to get more people to be more open. I think it's a good thing, man. And good thing you're doing a good thing up there. I'll be up there. When am I shooting with you? Area 5, right?
yeah, you're coming up in July.
Yeah, July. There we go. And that's at your range, right?
Yep, at Oak Hill. Yep.
Oak Hill, yeah.
Dude, we sold that match out in 8 days.
That's nuts.
It is nuts. Dude, I don't know what it is. Majors are selling out faster than anything now. Like, locals are filling up super fast here. Majors are going crazy. You know, like Michigan section last year, dude, we didn't sell out the match. It was pretty close, but it was like the month or a couple weeks before the match. But it was unheard of, like, the number of people who wanted to shoot Area 5. Now, Area 5 is one of the more, like, historically has less slots in it than other area matches. But that's just because of the format of how many days you're shooting. Like, Area 2 can have the pre-match of 2 days plus the 3 full-day match, which is 3 half-day format. So you have an immense amount of people shooting the match. So,
right. So let's go back to your forms of helping clubs. Like, what are some of the things that you want to see changed under your tenure of what you can do to help a club if they need?
well, so the best part is, if a club, like one of my clubs up north, they just came back. They took a hiatus for 2 years. They came back, and now they're trying to build up their club up there. They have all the props, supplies, so they don't need help getting materials, but they need help knowing the people that they're having matches, right? Yeah, so you can go on Practice Score and find them, but they're like, man, we're just trying to get some shooters. Like, can you help us out? I'm like, absolutely. Like being on social media for me is not a hard thing. And God, I mean, everyone gets tired of me at our Oak Hill matches. I have my notepad with me, and I'm always spewing something out of here, if it's a match or an RO seminar. So I'm going to be helping the clubs by, if they need to if they need to get communication out, right? It's not hard to hop on, make a quick video, post it up, and it gets distributed pretty quickly. So there's that. And some of them have a few issues of, I wouldn't say issues, but they don't know what they don't know, right? So, like, how do we go about this? What's this thing, right? And then I don't know how many times, as just a CRO, people have called me for our rule questions, and I'm not on the range. Like, they're at a match, and I'm like at my home, and I'm like, you caught me at a great time because I'm sitting at my computer, and then I spew off a rule. So people can go to me and talk about, like, if they've got an issue at a match, if it's, not necessarily, if it's not necessarily, it's like if it's a match issue or something like I have a concern about, I'm always open to talk. Like, and people know how to get a hold of me. So it's,
Mhm.
and everyone that comes to me, if it's supposed to be in confidence, it's in confidence. It's not like, well, you know what Joey, so and so said. It's, well,
Yeah.
like, and I take it up where I have to, but I also am able to. I have a pretty face and I am a calm demeanor. Everyone loves talking to me, so usually I calm people down if they're, especially when they're hot and heavy.
All right, so we have Area 5 in your section, and
Yep.
your section match is when?
The section match is September 18th through the 20th at South Kent, so that's our Grand Rapids club. That match has got about 120 slots still open, which is great pace right now for them, being the first year they've had the match again under these new match directors. So they're looking pretty good on filling the match. That is the same weekend as Factory Gun Nationals in Utah, because there's only so many weekends that work.
Well, especially up where we live,
Yeah.
even more limited.
Well, they were so nice, right? So they wanted to shoot the Michigan section in July, and we typically host our major match at Oak Hill in July.
Mhm.
And they would be third weekend and we would have been fourth weekend. And I'm like, okay, so we can't have staff on the same day, we can't ask staff to work back-to-back weekends, and you're taking shooters away from each other. So if the Michigan section was on the third weekend and Area 5 was the fourth, we're going to steal all the shooters from them. So they were gracious enough to move themselves into September, so we didn't have to. The biggest problem when shooting 14 stages in a single day, mind you, Area 5 is split into 2 half-day format, but you're still shooting 14 squads in a day. You got to start so soon before think about the sun going down.
Mhm.
And doing that in September could be an issue, especially with the sun coming up. Not necessarily it going down, but so they were very nice.
That's good.
Well, and dude, like, even like I don't know, all the clubs have asked me who are running a major match or a big event, they're like, how do we get sponsors? I'm like, I'm kind of your guy. Like, you and I, we do a pretty good job at that kind of stuff. So they're like, do you know who to contact? And I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? Is getting the single point of contact somewhere. And
Yeah.
luckily, I have some of those.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you train these people to do their best to give the companies a reason to want to do it again.
Right. Yeah, and show them there is some form of ROI.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just ask and take. Sending up a follow-up email say after the match and be like, thank you guys for sponsoring the match. It gives the sponsorship guy a warm and fuzzy. But one of my favorite guys in the whole industry, Travis Vogel at Vortex Optics, amazing dude. I can email him. I've got a response very quickly, and it's usually okay. These are on the way.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many people have talked to me about sponsorships, and I'm like, all right, well, what are you guys going to do, like, for the sponsor? Like, what's the layout? What's the plan? Oh, we were just looking for stuff. What?
Yeah.
No, that's not how this works, man.
And in most of my sponsorship packets that I've looked at, have managed, and upheld, I'd leave an option even for like someone to come on my own podcast, right? You know how many companies or shooters they want to put on a podcast? Like, no one's ever taken me up on it, but it's super high value because you're getting your face in front of X amount of people.
Mhm.
It goes on the internet, but the internet. But
Cool.
I can't. All I can see is future going up in the Michigan section. Shooters are coming back. New shooters are coming in. Dude, we're getting massive amounts of new shooters. It's freaking scary, dude. Yet we're getting so many new shooters. We're trying to find ways to fit more people into matches. Typically, in our neck of the woods, you're typically going to see a 10-person squad, not a 12, or you crazy people in Illinois and Indiana doing 15-man squads.
So that's normal to us, though. That's like a
Because
normal
you don't know
thing.
how to tell everybody that you can't shoot with your friends, and you have to take half your friends over there.
We just have that many people
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
because we also have shit ton new shooters, And I mean, it's getting to the point where probably half the places that we can shoot, if you're not like Johnny on the spot signing up, you're on a wait list.
Yeah, and that's a population, population density problem more for you than the availability of matches. Dude, and I'm almost thinking like if we need to roll out a set for me, we've got a couple clubs who require some of the brand new shooters or unclassified shooters to sign up for a intro class or like an intro to competition
Sure.
demo. I'm almost thinking, I try to roll that out across the state so we have people safe enough to go to their first match anywhere. Right? You can go to the curriculum or the concepts are relative, sent out to all the clubs. They can teach, teach to it, or talk about the information and make sure that people are safe. So then, whenever you see somebody, you know, a brand new shooter, they're going to be relatively safe, and you know that you're not going to have to worry about them as much. I mean,
Right.
because you see a U next to somebody's name, and I always do the search on their last name, and then, oh, they're a brand new shooter, not even in the system. All right, and then you try not to have that many in the same squad.
Yeah. Yep. But when a group of friends gets together and like, hey, I want to try this, I'm like, that's great. But none of you know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, you can't have a group of 12 of you by yourselves.
Right. That's not how this works. There's other parts to this puzzle.
Yeah.
Funny. Cool, man. Well, I just wanted to bring you on real quick to kind of just see what your plans were and what the deal was. And we'll definitely get together. We'll do a full bro time episode soon.
Oh yeah.
But I just wanted to see and congratulate you on your new position. I'm happy for you. I know you were gunning for this for a while. So
Yep, I was. Finally happened.
yeah, this is good, man. Well, we'll do a follow-up after, I don't know, maybe after nationals, after your beat down that you're gonna have this year working all the matches.
Yeah, dude, I've actually reduced number of matches that I'm shooting. I'm only at 4, Area 5, Buckeye Blast, Grace Gun Nationals, and then I'm shooting Western Pennsylvania, and then helping out with the Michigan section. I don't know if physically working a stage or anything yet, or if I'll just be there, doing the dog and pony show, I guess. But so luckily, great reduced 4/5 from like 7. So
Cool. Well, dude, thank you for coming on. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. For those of you that don't know, give him where to find you. You should know already. He's been on the show enough, but
I mean, yeah. So if you want to find me, you can go anywhere on the social medias. You can look up Manny Talk Shooting. You'll find me there. YouTube, all your podcast platforms. My own website, mannytalkshooting.com. It's going to have it's a good landing page to find anything. If you're interested about information about the Michigan section, that's on my website as well. So it's mannytalkshooting.com/Michigan section. So you'll find the bylaws and an invitation letter for all of our foreign competitors. But yeah. So if you don't know how to find me, you're not trying hard enough.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Always a pleasure, brother.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
So, thank you very much, Mr. Michigan Section Coordinator, sir, for joining me on this prestigious podcast. I'm happy Manny got there. I'd be really interested to see if, like, time in the sport, is he one of the fastest people to move on to be like a section coordinator?
Mhm.
'Cause he hasn't been doing it that long.
Yeah, right. Going from like, shooting your first match, getting your USPSA membership, like
Right.
climbing to make it happen.
Right. So I'm very happy. Congratulations again, bro. I look forward to see what you're going to do with Michigan section, and much like what Eric is doing with NISA, I hope that you start to lay the groundwork on how communication and the openness and transparency and roads and avenues of communication are very wide open, aiding clubs when they need it and helping out where you can. So props to you, dude. Happy for you.
Good.
So it is time for the new favorite segment, which everyone has been thoroughly enjoying. Although this one you've let me down because it's not really funny.
So I didn't have
Hold
any.
on, we didn't introduce it.
Oh,
Tales from the Gun Counter.
with Jaki. So this one was more of like a super interesting, and like I was able to like completely nerd out on this. The Glock series between Gen 3 and Gen 4, known as the RTF, was only in production for 1 year.
Which stands for?
Rough textured frame.
There you go.
It has the half moon cut scale serrations on the slide. Very plain block looking outside of those scales. Just very almost unfinished looking. A customer came in to sell one earlier in the week. So I was like, wow, I haven't seen one of these in a very long time. These were only in production from 2008 to 2009 when they dropped the Gen 4. So between 3 and 4, they had the RTFs, but they only manufactured them for 1 year. And then again from, oh, my apologies. I didn't read my own notes. I'm just going off the cuff. They were manufactured only from 2009 to 2010. I always get it screwed up because I bought my gun in my Gen 3 in 2008, and they dropped the Gen 4 in 2009. So during the drop, but before they had the full line out, is when they ran the RTF. I think the RTF was more of like a gap filler while they were in production for the new series.
I wonder why they don't call it like so they
Gen
even
3.5.
well no, not even that. Like that one we know is the RTF2, but they even labeled
That's
it out.
the original RTF.
What?
That's the original RTF. The RTF2 was reintroduced between the Gen 4 and Gen 5 from 2017 to 2018 because the Gen 5 was dropped August of 2018. And that when that was dropped is the RTF2 was out of production. So about 8 years apart from each other, the original RTF and the RTF2 were each only in production for 1 year with an 8-year gap between them. And that was how long the 4 was in production before they dropped the 5. So a 1 year gap between generations, and then a 1 year gap between generations when they came out with the RTF2. I saw 2 of these come through the shop within a week of each other, which is incredibly rare. A Gen 3 RTF and a Gen, which would be the RTF2 in an FDE. The first one that came in that I saw was the original RTF, but it was not a full complete RTF. This guy found a Gen 3 frame and an RTF slide, and he put the RTF slide on the Gen 3. He had it for a while. He sold it like that. So it didn't have the RTF grip texture on it. It was a Gen 3. So it was mix matched, right? Because that gun was out and in the public long before most of my coworkers were old enough to purchase firearms, no one had a clue what they were looking at.
It's funny.
They set it on the counter, cleared it to get for the guy to sell it, and I was about 2 cases away. I said, "Holy shit, is that an RTF?" He goes, "Well, you have a really good eye. How'd you know that?" Everyone's like, "What the hell's an RTF?" I'm like, "Oh no." It's like what's that old thing, Grandpa? Well, that's a record player, my son. So that's how I felt. I felt like the old lady, giving a history lesson to the youngers behind the counter. But it was really neat to see 2 come in, within a week of each other. One on the old RTF and one on the new RTF2 series. It got me to thinking, isn't it kind of funny that the V was released between the 5 and the 6 as a generational gap type firearm, which means they've done something outside of the norm between 3-4, 4-5, and 5-6.
Yeah, but the generation didn't change. It was just the texture. The RTF and the RTF2 are still Gen 3s.
Right. But they have there's like a special line that only existed for a short time. Like I imagine when the 6s are fully released, the V will no longer exist. Just like when the 4s were officially released, the original RTF no longer existed.
Well, so I'm assuming that the Gen 4 had what they would consider the RTF3 frame. Because in their own Glock's website says the Gen 6 comes with RTF6 grip texture.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck were 4 and 5?
Because they're a little bit more peaked
But what was 5?
rather than squared off.
So we had Gen 3 regular.
Mm-hmm. With
RTF.
grenade checkering.
No.
Well, original Gen 3.
RTF. We have Gen 3, RTF, RTF2, which are both Gen 3. Then I would assume RTF 3 is the start of Gen 4. And then Gen 5 would be RTF 4. What was RTF 5?
Oh. Ooh, you're going to get the wheels burning in my brains now.
Yeah.
Yeah, funky.
And aside from the RTF and RTF2, they've never, to my knowledge,
they've never referred
described the other ones as any RTF of anything.
Correct.
But then Gen 6 comes out and they're like, RTF 6. I'm like, I think you're just making numbers up.
They, I want to say when the Gen 5 or 4, maybe it was when the Gen 4 dropped, that they had, it's like a something squared texture. Like they did not call it RTF though. When they talked
Well, I
about,
wonder if it was the code name because they didn't release an RTF 4 either or a 3.
right,
Like, I'm just assuming that Gen 4 would have been 3.
right, the third variation
Right.
of RTF.
Because it was rough textured comparatively to what a 3 was.
Right, 1, 2, and 3 were soft as baby's bottoms.
Okay, well, it wasn't funny, but it was from Tales from the Gun Counter, I suppose. I'll give it a pass because it was interesting.
You're welcome.
Don't go that far.
On to our week in shooting.
We did some shooting.
Not the pew kind.
Well,
not me.
So what did we do together?
We went and sighted in some bows and got some practice. I've not shot my bow since it was horribly cold outside in like the Christmas time. Somewhere around Christmas, I think was the last time I went to the archery range. And
Yeah, single
it was
digit weather.
Yeah, it was like the 18 inches of snow that I was hopping through to run down range to get my arrows back. That was the last time I had my bow out. So it was kind of nice to get it back out and remind myself of how much I need to put the work in. Right? So I had a few good shots. I had a few shots where I was like, ooh, I really felt like I released that too early. Touched it and it went off. So I know I have a lot of work to put in. I did shoot my very first arrow at 40 yards because the goal is accuracy at 40 this year. I've not shot in past 35, I think was the farthest I've shot. And that was at the 3D deer with a big black tarp behind it. So if I missed, it wasn't going into the woods.
Yes.
That was, there's no risk involved in that. I was a little nervous on shooting at 40, but I got everything dialed in. I'm close, but I have a lot more work to put in to be called accurate at 40.
I'm happy to say, as per my usual archery practice, I usually shoot at 35 yards at the 3D target to simulate, if I'm hunting, cold, first shot, where am I going? I'm happy to say I feel pretty good about this year. Now, if I could just get them to come in that close,
yeah,
I think we might have venison.
Yeah. I mean, so you have a non-moving broadside target, but it is about half the size that deers actually are.
Getting them to stop is not the problem. I need them to get close enough for me to shoot them. Meh is good enough.
Yeah, they will stop.
However, so I enjoyed shooting, had a great time.
We're going to get ourselves into trouble. I'm going to let you take over here, and I'm just going to roll my eyes as you go. Go on.
Why are we going to get ourselves into trouble?
No, go ahead.
Joined.
Tony wants more toys. Here's why.
So I, what would be the best way to describe this? I have subtly urged my friend Hoseby Soto to come out and do some archery with me this year. And he decided that the bow he had wasn't good enough. So he went out and got this super crazy Matthews built up with like a slider sight, crazy arrows. I mean, the thing is badass. And we took it out and he was going to sight it in. I've never messed with a slider sight in my life. I've always had just a stack of pins in front of me. So apparently you're supposed to sight it in at 20 and then walk it back to 60. And wherever it is at 60, that's like the pre-measured tape for your velocity and stuff like that. Witchcraft. Anyway, we finally got it dialed in at 60 and he's just drilling it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Let's go a little further back. We're the only people on the range, completely safe. Let's walk the line back. All right, cool. So we went to 80. Nails it. First shot. I'm like, oh, okay, that was pretty cool. I'm looking around. I'm like, how much further can we go back?
It wasn't even that. You said, but you couldn't do it at 100.
So then he tried and oh man. So he pulled one at 100. Now, listen, to my knowledge, and I'm sure Jose will text me and let me know, he's never shot that far. The first one, and now mind you, shooting at 100 yards with a pistol is difficult. With a bow, there's a lot going on. There's a lot more movement. You're under tension the whole time. There's a lot. So he still hit the bag target on his first one. And then his second one, drilled it at 100. Fucking crazy. I'd never seen it done before. I'm like, that, like, he just looked at the site, like, how far are we? I was like, I lased it 100 yards. He's like, okay, hang on, click, slip, lock it in, pull back, boom. I was like, holy fuck, I need one of these.
Yep. Yeah. He
So-
has not stopped smiling since
Yeah.
we went out to the range on Monday.
So I also have a Matthews. So for any of the listeners out there, if you're feeling super generous or want to make a little bit of money, because I don't have much to spend on it, if you have a slider sight that you're not using that will bolt onto a Matthews, holler at your boy. 'Cause I need one. That was super dope.
Yeah. I mean, to see the excitement in the two of you, you're sitting there,
Oh, we were children.
lays it over. No, that's definitely 100. Yeah, you hit it. You do it again? How many arrows we got left?
Yeah.
It was a joy
It was so
to see you guys so excited.
He was, I don't want to say he was scared. He was worried. Listen, he just bought a dozen of very expensive carbon arrows. So I can understand not wanting to lose them. As someone who bought a dozen of arrows and in the first day lost 2.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, listen, I didn't miss the target. I was shooting at a range that had bullshit targets and it went through the target. And in the ionosphere somewhere, I have donated arrows to the archery gods. But yeah, it was awesome shooting on his part. So I am super stoked because that's going to be my weekday hunting buddy when you're working.
Good. Have fun. Get yourself one of those sliders and bring me home lots of venison.
You just have to
Pack that
Jose,
freezer.
you are going to be the one to have to talk to Jaki that if I tag out hunting with you and not her, you have to have that conversation with her.
You will not tag out before you go out with me.
You're supposed to have faith in me. Not before I go out, just
Good.
so we go out once and then it's free reign for Jose and I. So
Yes.
if you don't get anything your first time, it's on you.
Oh my God.
Oh no, you'll still make me go out. You can't have a bow, but you can carry all these bags.
You
And-
carry all these bags and you're in charge of the squirrel.
My God.
Set you out there with a little 22. You're hunting squirrel. I'm hunting deer.
I don't know. You did mention that blowgun thing. That seems kind of enticing. We should see if that's legal.
Yeah, I really want one.
See if it's legal. We'll get one.
I will look into it.
Also, see if slingshots are legal.
I think they are. But I think
You're
the blow
supposed to buy
darts
that
are.
MDT.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Yeah, we definitely need to get that.
Into the Pew Pew weekend shooting. I didn't actually do any shooting because I spent the weekend working on cars with my father, which was an absolute joy, even though we absolutely apparently suck at it. We took his car, put everything back together the way it was supposed to, and it was still the same as when we put it together. Then he test drove it, and it came back broke more than it was. So we broke his car more than when we first started. And then we worked on my car that was running. And then
And now it's
not running.
okay.
Now it can't run. So that was a very character building weekend. Yep, let's go with that.
I have never came home and seen the two of you as covered as you were.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely filthy.
It was bad.
Absolutely filthy.
So the reason my hand was messed up is we were working on rear brakes with cables, old school brakes, parking brakes. And I don't think my hands have like had to squeeze under pressure, that much tension for that sustained amount of time. I mean, you saw I could barely open my hand. It was so cramped.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get a lot done. If anything, like I couldn't even hold a gun.
Right.
Luckily, prior to that, I did get some dry fire in, which was nice, which just really working on transitions, working on par times, and working on some dry fire. It helped. There are a couple things that I started occluding the dot, and that has been interesting because I haven't done it for such a long time. So going back to it, it was eye-opening because I did feel myself getting like sucked into the dot. And I think it's just from the lack of reps with a dot. It's just easier to look at the dot than what you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the training wheels back on. I started occluding the dot again, and I'm feeling better with the sight confirmation being where it should be. So that's how I'm going to continue dry firing going forward. I do have to buy one of those actual clip-on ones because the platypus, one, it sits really low, and two, a lot of gases come up. So the painter's tape is a temporary fix
Mm-hmm.
and does not stay on all the time.
Yep.
So I think I got to pick up one of those little Stonebridge thingies
Mm-hmm.
because those seem to stick on pretty good. So that'll be next.
You
Now-
throw a paster on the front.
No, because then I got to scrape the shit off.
The adhesive sticks to the front really bad. I
Yeah.
have done that in a pinch, but I've regretted it.
I've done it, and it's like, yeah, you could do it, but this thing's only like $20. But so I'd rather just do that.
The hilarious part about most everybody's preference on optics nowadays is that you would need like 4 pasters to cover them.
Right. Right. So you didn't do any pew pew shooting. However, your place of employment has recently become a host for something.
Which is a girl and a gun. They had their very first meeting this week. So the organization has multiple chapters across the country. They have one in our area called the West Suburban Chicago's West Suburban chapter. And the woman who runs it, she runs several chapters. So this one particular one in our area, we just signed on to be a host range. So they already have an established group that's, gone to multiple events. So yesterday, Tuesday the 24th, was actually the very first meet at Midwest. We hosted in the classroom for the first portion, and then the second portion was done on our private range. So you pay your entry, you go up, you shoot with the girls after the classroom time. I will tell you, the classroom was probably some of the most excitement that I've seen in people in a classroom setting.
That's cool.
So we went around the circle, everybody introduced themselves, and then the woman named Anne, she runs this particular chapter, she handed out a sheet to everyone. And there's a color coding system for your level, where you are in your shooting journey. Absolute beginner all the way up to experts. You go through these series of questions to find out what color group you're in. And when they put you in the range setting, you are arranging yourself. So it is a self placement in color order from newbie to expert, left to right in the range. So they put all the newbies in the same area. All the ROs, voluntary ROs, and myself are all we're all knowing who is the needers of the most attention.
Mhm.
So we can all keep an eye on the people that would need the most help, rather than, she's all the way on the right and she needs help. She's all the way on the left and she's going to need help. They're all together. So the color coding system worked wonderfully. Huge fan. In the classroom, they talked about a training tips Tuesday, which is an email they sign up for when they're part of the chapter. It's $50 for your membership. It's not like an annual thing, it's just $50 to be a member.
Oh,
And then you pay for the events that you go to.
that's cool.
You get training tip Tuesdays. You open up your email and there's a series of information, videos, some reading passages to go through, so that if you go to that week's event, you get a more detailed in-person description of the training tip Tuesday. This particular one was about grip strength. So I talked about all these different hand exercises, stretches, different methods, different tools, electric acupuncture, which I've recently discovered at this event, and it was fantastic. I'm going to buy you one because your hands are always killing you and smoked from shooting and dry fire.
And apparently working on cars.
We talked about, doing like a rice bucket challenge for reflex therapy, lots of really great things. And then in turn, all of those tips and how they translate into controlling your firearm.
Okay.
So it was a real eye opener for me to see how many women were like super intrigued. Everyone from like expert level all the way through. I fired a gun once to do my concealed carry class type people. So all ranges of the spectrum for, where they are in their journey, and everyone was just as invested in the grip strength reader. So it tells you how many pounds of grip strength you have in your right hand and your left hand. You go around the room, you see your starting point, you have exercises to work on, and then a few meetings down the road, you're like, hey, let me try my grip strength again and see if you've improved. Just something for each person to work on.
That's cool.
They have like quarterly matches, which is at any of the events, you get one of the specific targets at a specific distance, and there's a timer and a certain sequence that you shoot a certain amount of rounds at each of the shapes on the target. There's like a leaderboard for it. There's a scoring. So if you're working on a very specific challenge, you achieve that challenge by getting all the points in a certain amount of time to get that particular award. Like, oh, I've completed the such and such challenge. And oh, this is the one I just completed. And this is the one I'm training for. Like, there's a lot to be said for a girl in a gun group. So if you've never looked into it, you have a lady in your life who you think would benefit from this, bring it to her attention. It is low cost entry. They're going to take her from beginner and bring her to expert level. It is a great group.
So I got to be honest. I was, what would be the correct term? I was being a dude about it, and I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be a bunch of girls going to just like try and shoot at the range and grab coffee and talk shit about their husbands or boyfriends.
No, we definitely talk shit about men. All the holes in the tables on the public range.
Hilarious.
We all point to blame.
So, see, I knew that aspect had to be there. There's no way it was not going to be there. But what I found interesting when you were telling me like vast array of people, like people that have never shot to people that regularly compete in like 3-gun. What? Like,
All
oh,
under
that's
one roof.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's I I kind of want to like throw on some pumps and like storm the next meeting.
So it really gave me like big sister, little sister vibes.
I was gonna say part of it is like that's a good one, big sister, little sister, and the other part of me is like, do you guys sell any type of cookies? Because like the challenges and stuff, again, it's a lot like Girl Scouts, right? The
Mhm.
badge, like you earn that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes that learning process, and I'm poking fun at it because it's oh haha, it's like Girl Scouts, but a lot of my friends growing up were Girl Scouts, taught them life skills. Like there is a way to teach people, like teaching fundamentally is if you can make it easy and interactive, works better,
Mm-hmm.
which is this way. So when you were telling me about it, I was like,
Not what
Holy
you were
crap.
expecting.
This is like really, really good. Like there are like almost multi-million dollar businesses out there for other nationwide training organizations that don't sound half as good. I've been to most of them. And just from that one interaction you had, I was like, this one's better than those. Like, there's more learning going on, there's more usefulness going on. It's not just the age old, like, these are the 4 safety rules. I need you to repeat them. Like, no, like legit stuff. And the fact that this one was on grip, first of all, awesome. I really hope that my select crew of lovely, very, very good friends of mine are listening, that a women's shooting club made an entire meeting based off grip. That means you should work on it.
Yes. It was probably
You bitches know who you are. And I'm not saying that about the girl in the gun. It's about the friends.
the most organized and thoughtful meeting that I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like
They
that's
even like down to the welcome into the classroom, the salute to the flag and the colors on the wall. We all said the Pledge of Allegiance before we started the meeting, went around, introduced ourselves, our name, where we're from, and our training level and any experience that we had in firearms.
well, I'm gonna say it now. You have an in with these people. I think you need to see who on the greater organization you can get, and you should have them on the podcast and interview them to learn more about the organization, because I'm blown away just from hearing from like almost third hand, because you technically weren't in the class, you were an RO.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're clearly doing something right. And especially, listen, I've been teaching guns a long time. Trying to get women to open up to shoot guns is easier now, but it is still one of the more difficult things to do. If it was easy, this would be $1 trillion industry. It's only $1 billion because the women aren't opening up as quickly as the men are.
I think a really big part of that is finding a friend that makes you feel welcome and seeing another woman doing it, that
Yeah.
you can do it too. Being behind the counter now that I have I've always been behind, the women's classes and, the exclusivity of feeling like this is a safe place where I won't be judged and, over
A
masculated,
big stepping stone.
and having a woman behind the counter introduce herself, explain things that could help you, and then go, you would love this group,
Mm-hmm.
is very inviting.
Yeah, that's super cool.
That was my weekend guns.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that's it. Again, I apologize it was late, but we wanted to talk about a girl and a gun, right? Is that girl and a gun?
A girl and a gun.
A girl and a gun. And I did the interview with Manny. And they were all the very day of when it would normally come out. So we pushed it back towards the evening to record. So sorry for it's late. It's out. Back to regularly scheduled program on Tuesday next week. Podcast will be out. Like, rate, review the podcast. It does help. I also see your guys' emails and topics. I have them cataloged. They will be spread throughout future episodes. If you want to throw your topic into the ring, pewtimepodcast@gmail.com or at Laugh and Load on any of the socials. Just shoot us a topic you want us to talk about, and we'll probably talk about it. Unless it's shit.
Or ask us questions or throw us CCCs. We absolutely love them.
Yes. That's all I got. You done?
That's all I got.
All right. Talk to you guys next week.
Okay, bye.